Hello, welcome back to Yoga and Mindfulness in Schools. I'm Katia. Well, how's it going, everyone? I hope you've been enjoying our mindfulness practices. And, I would encourage you to share these with family, friends, practice as much as you can. Hopefully, you're finding time and space to have your own practice. Maybe it's in the morning when you first wake up, just laying in bed, just maybe picking mindful listening to the different sounds before you jump out of bed and into the day. Maybe it's before you go to bed, laying on the floor stretching. It can look so different for all of us. So find what works best for you. The reason that I really encourage us to find our own personal practice is that this practice of mindfulness works. It's kind of like, it makes me think about a game trail. And, like when deer and elk go to find their food, or their daily journey to forage, and they are taking the same trail, right? It's called a game trail. They don't go off in the bushes a new way every time, because that would be hard, right? They'd have to make a new trail every time. So we're doing that same thing in our brain. We're creating a neural pathway, a pathway in the brain, for our brains when we get under stress, so that our brains can remember, oh, I have a place to go. I've been there before. Okay. So that's why it's important to practice on a regular basis and not just in the moment of stress. And, it might not be every day. Maybe it's a few times a day. Again, maybe it starts out short, but can be super helpful. So another way that we can practice mindfulness is through kindness, doing kind things for others. So, I just really encourage us to treat others as we would want to be treated. Kindness can come in all shapes and sizes, and can be as simple as a smile or as a thank you. So finding ways that we can do kind deeds for others is another way to practice mindfulness. And with that, we are just going to move right into our mindful minute practice. So let's get started. Finding a comfortable seat. Here we go. Maybe taking a nice big full breath. If it's helpful, looking around the room, acknowledging our space, connecting ourselves to this space. Noticing what parts of the body make contact with the floor, the support beneath us. If it feels comfortable, closing the eyes. Maybe we're noticing thoughts at first and what's weighing on the mind. At some point, inviting those thoughts to move on by, just like clouds in the sky. We can notice them, acknowledge them, give them space and kindness, and then watching them float on by. Taking another couple breaths here, noticing if we're able to follow our breath. Maybe we can follow for the inhale, and then we lose ourselves in thoughts on the exhale. No problem. Coming back to that focus when we're ready. And releasing the practice, gently opening the eyes when you're ready. So today, besides talking about kindness being a mindfulness practice, we are going to do a body scan, which is another way to practice mindfulness. So we're just going to get really comfortable, either laying down or seated, whichever works best for you. I'm going to stay seated, um, so that I can talk us through it. But I encourage you to lay down if that works. Okay. So coming somewhere very comfortable, hopefully without distractions. And so we might just take a moment to kind of bring up those stress waves again, and just kind of, acknowledging if there's any stress today, or what has been stressful or worrisome lately. We're just going to check in before and after this body scan and see what we notice. So for our body scan, we're just resting. There's nothing to do. There's nowhere to be. I'm just going to walk us through the different parts of the body and just to see what we notice. So if it's comfortable closing the eyes or allowing the eyes to be soft, and we'll start with the crown of the head, the top of the head. Just kind of noticing, can we bring our attention there? And if we're like, I can't quite, you can always touch that area to bring your attention there. But we'll start by just seeing if we can move our attention there without touch. Bringing our attention to the whole head. Noticing if we're able to just release the head into the earth, allowing the brain to relax. Softening the face and the jaw. We're noticing like kind of what comes up as we move through the body. Do emotions come up? Do thoughts come up? Maybe nothing comes up. All types, all different reactions, responses here. So just noticing for yourself. Sliding our attention down to the throat, the voice box. Place in the body that allows us to be heard. Moving our attention down into the shoulders, the arms, the hands. Taking a moment to invite this part of the body to get heavy and to let go. Sometimes it's helpful to kind of tighten those muscles. Like we could tighten the arms and the hands. Inhaling, and then on the exhale, release, let go, relax. Sometimes we call this tense and release. Sliding our attention down to the heart space. Acknowledging that our hearts are the space in the body that help us to create boundaries for ourselves, healthy boundaries, healthy relationships. Just checking in there, noticing for ourselves whatever there is to notice. Acknowledging we're not alone. Many of us have felt stabbed in the back. It's kind of the back of the heart. Letting anything go that no longer supports us. Sliding the attention down to the belly, the stomach, the intestines, the gut. A strong place for intuition and knowing, right? Like listening to the gut. can tell us a lot. Sliding our attention down into the hips, the legs, the feet, inviting our lower part of the body to get heavy and to relax. And our legs being the part of the body that connects us to the earth and holds us upright, grounds us. Whether we have all of our body parts or some, just acknowledging the space and the energy that each of these pieces of our mind body system represent. Noticing, bringing the whole body into awareness, holding space for the whole self. Gently releasing the focus and just resting. Gently beginning to wake the body back up, stretching whatever way feels good. Eventually rolling over to one side, taking your time to come all the way up to a seated position, taking your seat. And ending our practice today by saying thank you. Let's use Japanese today to say thank you, which is arigato. Thank you so much, everyone. I wish you all well. Take good care of yourselves. Arigato. Bye.